You're listening to Oppositional Forces. Bad guys for good reasons. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Oppositional Forces. I am your host, Scotty Don't. With me, as always, the last Jotun of the frozen north, Mr. Frost. Say hello.
What up?
How we doing? We're doing. It has been a long couple of weeks. And I'm guessing, based on the amount of messages I've been receiving, and Mr. Frost as well, that you guys think it's been a little long too.
I do appreciate it because it does show me that you're listening, and that excites me just a little bit.
Yes.
Sorry. I had to get a little of that sexual chocolate out of me. I've been missing it.
Love the sound of your own voice.
Sometimes.
Well, me too. That's at least that's what everybody tells me.
We know you do. But we love you.
So, very busy couple of weeks. Our last episode, obviously, we had Mr. Kevin Reeve on with On Point Tactical. We were talking about urban escape and evasion, his different scout courses, and we wanted to follow up with that a little bit, considering Mr. Frost was able to take it for his first time.
Yay!
And we also want to talk about SHOTShow, the Disneyland for
Mr. Scotty.
Well, yeah,
it wasn't that exciting for me. I'm sorry. I liked it.
Your feet,
my feet are still recovering.
Your back,
my legs, my hips. I felt like I was at a big gun show. It's almost like women. You turn them on their head and they're all sisters. That's kind of how I felt.
I have no idea what you just said.
Those of you who understand know what I'm saying. It's like you can only eat so many green M&Ms before you say, fuck, I just want a red one.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Before we get into all of that, let's listen to one of our sponsors. All right, everyone, we're taking a brief moment to talk to you about one of our favorite sponsors. That's right. The Barber Collective is a Southern Utah mainstay, U.S. veteran owned, with an elite team of classically trained barbers for you to get that dapper do, professional fade, or a cut on the wild side. Competitive pricing with walk-ins available. You won't walk out disappointed that you tried The Barber Collective. Call today and schedule your appointment. Mention Oppositional Forces and receive your first cut on us. You can schedule online at vagaro.com/barberco. That's VAGARO.com/BARBERCO. Or call them at 435-922-8454. That's 435-922-8454. That's the Barber Collective. Don't let that do you wrong. Go see them today. Sometimes when I listen to that, I feel like I'm just really clunky.
I don't know. It sounded kind of clunky to me for some reason.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've listened to the promo, and maybe I'll re-record it. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Shoot us a message, because we are at badguysforhire.com, and on there you can leave comments and send us messages, and we read all of them.
All 4 of them. And usually it's, why am I getting this message? Because they click on the link. True
story. And every now and again it's somebody from China that's like, we want you to do a thing.
Yeah.
Huh? What? Yeah, no, we'd be happy to. Where are you at? Color rainbow. What?
Yeah, no.
They're just trying to spam us to try to pull, whatever information they can and hack my website. So yeah, we done did the SHOTShow. SHOTShow was a day longer this year, and that gave me the opportunity to be able to walk every booth.
You walked every booth.
Yes.
Every booth.
Yes. We put down 20 miles.
Roughly.
Yeah. I looked at my steps.
Roughly. And that's to the hotel as well, though.
Yeah, there was a little bit of the back and forth, but the monorail certainly saved us a little bit of time there.
Yeah. And the concrete show.
Yeah. we got off the monorail at like a stop after that we were supposed to get off at. And we come walking off, and Mr. Frost says, "Oh, world of concrete." And I looked off, into the vast expanse of Vegas as we're getting off the monorail, and I see a lot of concrete, and I'm thinking like, yeah, concrete jungle. Yep. World of concrete. Come on, let's go, asshole. And he's like, no, this is the wrong convention. It's the world of concrete. And I look back at him like, what are you talking about?
Going down the escalator.
And then I
going down there.
I turn back around, and it's, all these dudes that look like, we'd see them at SHOTShow, because they're all wearing, jeans and Carhartt shirts. But there is like concrete mixers and a bunch of like heavy equipment.
And block.
And I'm like, where are all the guns? Where's the gear? We're in the wrong place. And Mr. Frost, to your credit, you're just like shrugging your shoulders like, I fucking told you. Like, let's go.
There was a big sign as you got out of the freaking monorail. It said, World of Concrete. Standing on the platform going, you're in the wrong spot. No, come on.
Dude, I had no idea what you were talking about. World of concrete. Yes, big there's sign. Concrete everywhere. It's big Vegas. Sign. Stupid. Let's go.
Big sign that says World of Concrete. And I'm like, this is in the right place.
Oh, it was a good time, though. We did put a lot of miles down, but we got to, meet some interesting people. We got to talk to some people about some cool gear.
Some really cool gear, actually.
We weren't able to nail anybody's feet to the floor for being able to do a show, and that was regrettable.
Because we're not cool enough yet, but it will happen.
Still trying to get some clout going.
Yeah.
And that is where you guys come in. Because if you go to badguyforhire.com/Patreon, you too can become a subscriber to our podcast and help us have enough money to woo people that want to talk to us. And if, for the love of God, if you would just like and share our shit, please and thank you, and ask for seconds. That is how we are currently, finding new listeners. Like,
right.
We don't have money for the advertising. We do what little we can on, like Facebook, and they throw us like $5 at a time. Like, here you go, you pathetic, sad people.
Yeah.
You
could throw an extra 20 on there, and it gets me an extra 3 days.
Why don't you boost this post? Like, yeah, that'd be dope. Like, you reached 9 people. Congratulations.
Yeah. And then people accidentally click, and then they get mad because we spam them.
You spam them.
I do spam.
Hi, how's it going? And let me know if you need anything. Yeah. Who are you? What? Who are you? Oh, never mind.
Hey, it's always a no unless you ask.
It's true.
Just saying.
Hey, that's the first rule of salesmanship. It's always a no if you don't ask.
Right.
So, we got to have a great time. See some people that we knew. We were getting off the monorail or getting on the monorail, and some dude was like, he looked over at you. He's like, you know me. And my back was turned.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought for sure
to the concrete show.
I thought for sure somebody was trying to fight me. I turned around like real slow, like ready for whatever was coming my way. Like, I've wronged another. Like, you know me, mother.
Yeah.
Let's do this. And to come to find out, no, you knew him.
Yeah.
You did know him.
He and I did know each other.
Yeah. So, we got to have a lot of fun, and got some good exercise out of it. Yeah. So I really enjoyed it.
I lost like 7 pounds. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I probably put it all back on, but
we put enough, feet to the pavement. We did about as much as Jerry does every day of his life.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jerry, wherever you are in Iowa. We're coming for you.
I hope you haven't gotten too accustomed to that hat. Anyways. If you know, you know.
If you know, then you know.
There's probably a minefield wherever he's at now.
Oh yeah, trip lines, booby traps.
Yeah.
He sees us, an hour before we see him.
Giggling. I do miss Jerry.
Yes. Yeah, the ones that we've loved and lost. So, Vegas is always, it's always a trip. And so a convention like SHOTShow, it's so big and there's so much going on. It's hard to take anything in. And I see why now. People that are dealers are just looking at guns. People that are, gear merchants are just looking at gear.
Right.
The law enforcement guys, they come in and they, henpeck around all the new equipment and gear, and they talk, comms and, optics and fucking whatever, and then they're done and they're like, okay, like,
let's go drink.
Yeah, there's the check in the box for the day. Our department's paying, for everything that we do.
Right.
Let's throw a couple of beers on our lunch and call it a day.
Go to the strip club, go gamble, part of our money away.
Yeah, I can't believe how many people we'd climb in an elevator and they just had like this sullen look on their face.
Yeah.
And you're like, hey man,
fuck over.
A lot of mileage today, huh? And they're like, no, I left at lunch and I just lost $500 at the slot machines. Like,
whoa. Oh, yeah.
All right, bud.
Well, maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Right. But I'm glad we did it. This pandemic stuff kept everybody, tightly locked in their closets for so long that I was ready for something to happen that, felt a little bit more normal to me.
Yeah, no, it's great to see everybody getting out and moving around. I do definitely like seeing that, but yeah, 4 days for me at SHOTShow, no. Like if we decide to do a booth, I'm down for that.
You're gonna be my booth bunny.
Yeah, I will. Get
you a comfy chair.
Oh, fuck yeah, I will get and I'll get one of those fucking track chairs, the Patreon track or Patriot track or whoever they were.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The guys that had like the jazzy chair with tracks.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I will own one of those.
Little track.
Yeah, I will own
track
one
vehicle wheelchair.
I will probably need one in the near future, but I will have one before I actually need it because wow.
Yeah, no, it's good stuff. For next year, for those of you that went to SHOTShow, I'm sorry we didn't see you. The glassy look on my face. I was hunting for people I recognized, but also all the swag and, trying to look for anything that looked like someone that we could talk to that had anything to do with our industry. And
which is really surprising. There isn't. There's a lot of gear for our industry, but there's nobody really doing our industry. And
right.
That really, really kind of surprises me that there isn't at least a little niche. You know what I mean?
Which is why I really think that we need to get a booth for next year. And if anything, it's because being a new booth, all the people kind of have to go see what you do.
Right. The big names anyways.
Right. And then, if we can get on that law enforcement floor, then, we get the opportunity to have them come to us instead of us hunting them.
Right.
Excuse me.
There's no excuse.
Belch into my microphone. Can you guys tell what I had for supper? Moving on.
It was hot dogs and chicken with some broccoli and cheese, just so you know.
It's delicious.
It was.
All the finer things.
Yes.
We live very high class.
Yes. That's what happens when you go to SHOTShow.
Right. Yeah, for like 3 days afterward, I was just shoveling food into my face, trying to regain my strength. But if we can do something like that, and obviously things like that take money. We've got to up our game, and get the word out to you people, those listening to try to come to us and take a class. We do concealed carry classes. We do live fire training. We do this really fun thing that I really enjoy, which is like, the buying your first gun experience. A lot of the guys out there, their wives, they'll roll their eyes at you when you say, "Babe, let's go to the gun store. Let's go to the gun range. Come on, let's get you something." Just, no, I don't want to, because I don't know. In a lot of ways, that's your thing to them, but there's something about taking someone who doesn't shoot very often, or, when they do shoot, it's going out to the desert and firing whatever guns like.
But see, I think that's where a lot of people learn a lot of skills and actually get excited about shooting, to be very honest with you, is going out to the desert and stuff like that. I understand where you're coming from of like really start training, but I think that's where it sparks, to be very honest with you, is like, oh, that was really fun because there wasn't all this stress. There wasn't all this, by the numbers type of thing. It was like, oh, let's see who can hit the can the most times, or, who can shoot out the row of bottles. I think that's where it sparks a lot for particular people. Not everybody. There's that group of people that's like, okay, I need step 1, step 2, step 3.
Right.
But I think that I think a lot of people need that desert shoot, especially to get accustomed to being around a gun.
The desert shoot is a great place to hone your skills and to play, with new drills and things like that. I definitely agree with you. I think the problem that I have with the desert shoot is like first time shooters and early shooters is that, their friend or significant other, whoever it may be, it doesn't really have the instructional background.
No, and
to give them that instructor experience. Like this is how your sights work, and here's a poster and a slideshow to really give you an idea. Because you can tell them till the cows come home, like, no, you're doing it wrong. Put the box in the basket, and they have no idea what you're talking about. And so sometimes it can be kind of this frustrating thing for a new shooter to try to get that all worked out. And that's why I like, doing the kind of that try and buy experience, especially considering, let's say I take, a friend's wife to the range and she tries 8 different firearms, and she just loves how we'll take my wife's firearm, for example, the Walther CCP, just loves how this thing shoots in her hand. Then I can take that information and feed it back to the significant other and say, hey, by the way, she wants a Walther CCP. Like, that's what you're looking for, when you go back, later today and you come home and like, look, surprise, I bought you a gun.
No, I see what you're saying. And I agree with you when it comes to like instruction, but I think getting people excited about shooting in general is where the desert is such a positive thing, because it's not that structure. As long as you have that safety there, I think that's where a lot of people either lose interest or gain interest, because it does turn into, oh, look at them over there. They're doing drills. I want to see what they're doing. I want to see how they do that. Oh, cool. But when you take somebody out there that's never really shot a gun and just wants to experience it and has never really done it, it's not such a regulated system. It's, yeah, okay, we're going to follow safety rules, most definitely, and we're going to do this safely. But it just takes that pressure off of, oh, this is what we're doing, this is what you need to do. It gets them exposed to, oh, wow, that gun kicks. I don't like that. Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. Oh, wow, this fits in my hand type of thing when you go out with a group of friends.
Look, this pistol fits right here.
Yeah, right. Exactly, Rodney. But that's what I'm getting at is I like the desert shoot for that, because I think I've found a lot of female shooters that don't like to go shoot with their husbands, like at a range, because the husband's like, no, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it just becomes too overwhelming when it's just a group of people who are safe and doing things well. It turns into, oh, that was fun. And then they can relate shooting to being fun. Then it turns into, okay, I just like going out with a group of friends, or no, I really want to learn more. Mm-hmm. And then that's where you can start to build, because it gives people that experience and that exposure versus, okay, we're going to just start with, this is how you do it. This is what you do. If you don't do it, you don't have good, we all have bad habits. It doesn't matter who taught you professionally or not. Like, you shoot longer than a year, you pick up bad habits. It does not matter.
Right. Yeah, you kind of slide into like the thing that you think feels really natural for you, but is putting you a little off center and you don't realize it.
Right. And I think that that's where, like, people are going to have bad habits. And then, that first gun buying situation, I think that that's a great thing for us that we do. But for women, I think my favorite thing is to refer them to the Women of Well-Armed Women, because it turns that experience into a woman talking to another woman. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to take away from us by any means, but at the same time,
put money in our pockets.
Right. But this is how it works, though. Well-armed women, I can't say enough about them. Even girls with a gun.
No, they're amazing.
It's one of those things that I promote them so much, because I love seeing that the industry is growing so much with women. Mm-hmm. I love seeing, the three guns dominated by women right now. Dominated. I mean, dominating, not dominated, but like, there's a lot of women that are out there shooting 3-gun.
Yeah, it's dope.
It's super cool. Super cool. I mean, you take somebody like Tough Products, shout out to Nancy. They have a team. They sponsor a team. They have 3-gun shooters, and they have a lot of women that are shooting, and it's super dope to see. Mm-hmm. Just seeing that progression of women starting to say, hey, it's time for me to step up. It's not just a man's role to protect.
Right. No, and I really liked some of the people that we connected with there that are kind of breaking outside of that traditional space. There were a lot of female shooters walking around. You could see them in their jerseys. There was that one organization that we talked to, I'm going to slaughter whatever the organization was.
It's going to sound super racist, but it's not supposed to be. It's like National Negro Shooting Association or something like that.
No,
it was African American or something like that. I'm really not trying to, because they were really cool people.
Yeah, but now the acronym escapes me.
We talked to them for like an hour or something like that.
Oh yeah, and it was dope. They're out of like Pennsylvania. Was like their home, at least for that chapter.
Right.
And they're out there, and especially with women shooters.
Right.
They were doing a lot with women shooters and teaching these individuals who normally don't get the same sort of exposure to firearms with a healthy lean towards safety, traditional Second Amendment gun ownership, because what they deal with on a regular basis in that urban environment is more of the criminal,
right.
Enterprise running around selling guns out of the trunks of cars. And
well, I think that's kind of a jaded misconception, because I know a lot of black shooters to be very, very good shooters.
Oh, sure.
I think it just comes from like the area where we live. Like, this is going to sound really bad, but I had a friend when I lived up north in Salt Lake that was from Texas, and he would literally walk around and be like, where's all the black people? Like, he could count them on one hand how many black faces he would see.
Yeah, Utah is fairly homogenous.
And I really kind of feel like that, we get a little jaded, and it does become a little, I don't know, whitewashed, if you want to say, of that's what people associate guns with black people. And that's really sad that, oh, they're a bunch of gangsters out there, you know, selling guns out of back of cars and carjacking and slinging dope and all that, when there's a lot of good shooters out there that aren't that way.
Right. And that was one of the beautiful things about that organization, is that they were going to urban areas and opening chapters, trying to, help people kind of retake their city's image,
right,
with gun ownership. Like, hey, no, we're here to be responsible, self-defending gun owners, and we want to raise awareness for the people who should have guns and help them get guns and help them learn, how to use firearms, so that we can drown out and kind of combat, literally, not just figuratively, combat the kind of the overwhelming, the predominant, problem with firearms in urban areas, which is crime.
Right. And it's not just, anyways, I'm going to start sounding like some guys like, oh, I'm not, meh. It's not that. It's just predominantly where we live, there is that misconception.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where I think the NRA has done a great job with Colin Noor and, kind of using him as a spokesperson. Of course, Colin's a great shooter. You know what I mean?
I saw a great video that he did the other day. He actually doesn't associate with the NRA anymore. I
don't think he's a spokesperson or anything like that.
Not anymore. So they had like a show that he did, and it was like this whole like web series and stuff. But he was given this whole in-depth look, kind of a critical look at the NRA, from the legislative, lobbying side of what they do. And, he was still saying like, hey, they do great things. They help people out. It's not, they don't deserve the rap that they get, for being this, super country white nationalist organization or whatever that the
good old boy.
Yeah. That the left tries to paint them as. But that was a great video. I think everybody should listen to it. It was this wonderful little history lesson about, the NRA and the work that they did to try to help. They hurt in some ways, not, the unintended consequences of, wanting to do good and have it backfire on you. But, Colin, he's a cool dude.
Well, it's like, I follow another guy named Tactical Carl. He's another cool dude. Yeah. He's a black guy. He teaches a lot of cool stuff. I constantly, for hours, I can sit and watch his content. Yeah. I mean, he's funny. And then on top of that, he's just super cool dude. He was there, at SHOTShow. I saw it afterwards. I would have really liked to link up with him. So,
who I missed at SHOTShow?
Mr. Tactical Carl.
I missed Master Ken. I don't think he went this year. I usually run into Master Ken. He's running around in his gi.
I was like,
his bright red gi and his big heavy cop mustache. And I didn't see him this year. And it was actually, that's one of the highlights for me with SHOTShow is that there's people running around that like normal people like get all weird and cockeyed. Like, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, what? You don't know who this is? Like, because for me, I get my jollies off, not with, regular celebrities. I could give two damns about the Kardashians or how many degrees to Kevin Bacon I am. And I'm sure it's like 2, but
I don't even know what that means, but anyways.
You don't know what that means?
No.
7 degrees of Kevin Bacon?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. So it's like this game that Hollywood plays with each other.
I'm good because I don't really.
No, I'm going to bring you into it now.
No, you're not.
I'm going to educate you.
No, not now. Not
Google
now.
it.
I will. When I find spare time. That will be never. Anyways.
But yeah, that's kind of the thing that I really enjoy about SHOTShow is.
The fanboy situation.
Oh yeah. Medal of Honor recipient running around.
Look at Tim Kennedy.
Yeah.
freaking shot a load in your pants when you noticed him walking down the hall. I think nobody noticed him until you had said something, and he's like rushing to the bathroom and saying, "Hey guys, hey!" And you could see his eyes like watering, and Scotty's over here like, yeah, like shaking his hand, and then somebody else comes over and he's like, "Hey guys!" Finally, he just stops and he's like, "I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back." And at first,
and then he quietly dipped out.
Yeah, at first, I was like, "He's gonna go the other way. He's gonna go the other way. I know he is." And he came right back, which is super dope. Like, he's definitely a down to earth guy. I've been able to be in his presence in other situations as well, along with some of those other guys, which is really cool for me. I mean, I probably don't fanboy like some people do, but it's definitely cool to be able to be in that environment and be that space. And especially when it's, question and answer time.
Right.
Then it turns into, now I'm over here salivating, thinking about training and, all the questions that I can ask.
Yeah, no, I really appreciated, just being able to get out and go do that. And especially after we had just been to Austin and done the urban escape and evasion stuff. And
so in June, speaking of urban escape and evasion.
Yeah, the E&E.
The E&E that is urban escape and evasion is going to be in Salt Lake City. I think it's June 7th, maybe. I don't know. I don't have the dates. Anyhow.
I do. It's June 6th through the 8th.
Ooh, I was close.
Salt Lake City. And that's the urban escape and evasion class. On top of that, now, if you'll remember when we were talking in Austin with Kevin, we were talking about the urban scout class. He is not going to be holding that one in Salt Lake, but he has 3 other classes that he's having there. It's the advanced urban escape and evasion comes right after the first urban E&E. And that's the 9th to the 11th. And let me tell you, I'm going to be doing that one because I got to, right?
Right.
And I can only imagine that there's a part of it that I don't want to spoil too much, but you go from the original E&E class where it's like a day on the streets and having to do a bunch of cool stuff as your last day of the class. This one, like it's you'll see the sun go down and the sun come back up a little bit for some of this, and you're gonna want to be a part of this. I'm salivating right now.
Yeah, perfect time of year in Salt Lake. It's not going to be too cold at night, it's not going to be too hot during the day, which is nice.
June in Salt Lake is nice.
I really hope that I'll be able to be a part of that class. I know Mr. Valentine plans to go to that class. And I may have a pending detail that I'll be on. I may just take that time off if I can to come down for that week and be a part of all of that blissful fun.
That fun, yes. Because following the advanced class, that advanced E&E, there's urban acquisition, which I don't know what to do with myself.
I don't even know what that class is.
Yeah, exactly. Like urban acquisition, we're going to have to get Kevin back in here, kind of walk us through some of that. Because from what I understand, I mean, we're talking, learning what's where and how to get to what in a serious situation. Like not just you having a personal crisis and you've got to go, beat feet from point A to point B, but the city woman that you live in, suddenly has, a week-long power outage or a 2-month-long incursion with, what was that dude that took over the Chaz?
Yeah.
What was his name?
He doesn't rate it.
The rapper. Yeah, I don't remember.
He doesn't rate them. He doesn't rate our 10 listeners to
right
to remember his name.
But it's like, where do you get what?
I think his name was Chaz, actually.
And was it? No.
Yeah, I think
was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's convenient.
Right.
Yeah. The autonomous zone is also his name. Wow, that's really narcissistic. That's some warlord shit right there. Like, I took over a part of.
Oh, that shirt. Shirt. When you said warlord.
Oh, yeah.
I need to have the shirt made. What did that shirt say? Oh, fuck. Anyways, sorry. Now I'm just going to beat my brain.
Squirrel.
Yeah. I need that. Like, it said like designated warlord or something like that. It was dope. It was a super. Yeah. Anyways, I'm getting excited over here.
You're such a ninny for shirts,
hats.
You're like, oh man, yeah. I got to get me that shirt.
Especially with losing weight, like it gets me excited because knowing things are gonna start being able to find things that fit me.
Right.
Which
no longer having to walk away with that kind of frustrated look on your face, like
of like
they didn't have my size.
They don't carry anything bigger than a 3X. I'm still in that 4X stage, but 3X is, we're getting there. Anyways, enough about that. Anyhow.
Yeah. And then following up the urban acquisition class is the urban evacuation. And that one I'm actually really interested in because, if you're somewhere like LA or Chicago, well, maybe not so much Chicago, but definitely LA or New York or New Jersey, somewhere that has like some significant barriers to getting the hell out of Dodge.
I kind of feel like that would be anywhere that has like a lot of problem with like hurricanes too, like Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
New Orleans with the bridges.
Oh yeah.
Dude. Oh, the bridges are out. Like, good luck. Hope you can swim. Fight the gators.
Right. I mean,
literally fight the gators.
Yeah, I have a female friend that is a bridge cop actually in Louisiana. And she don't go over there doing that.
Sorry.
Anyways. I'm over there. I'm giving shout outs where shout outs do. Anyways.
I threw you a hard ball there. I'm sorry. That was a curveball.
Like freaking bobbing for cock over there or something. Anyways. I totally lost train of thought.
So she works in Louisiana.
Oh yeah, she works on the bridges. And when the hurricane hit this last year, she was posting videos of like the storm just rolling in. She's like, bridge shut down. It's done.
Yeah,
we're staying in this bridge building, and good luck. Stay the fuck off the road.
Yep.
Like it was kind of crazy. So
good luck, everybody.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that class would be great for those of you who are interested in that stuff. Not interested, but need that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at the world around you. Like, I know that we've kicked this dead horse a few times, but all it takes is a California wildfire or a Louisiana hurricane or, civil unrest on the streets of freaking Seattle, and you're screwed. Right. Everything you relied on is suddenly gone, right? If you live in New York City, there are parts of New York City that are literal food deserts. And if you cannot move a few blocks safely, you can't get to where the food is.
Right.
And if they're, burning tires on the streets, the supply trucks are not coming in with new food.
Right.
You got to know, where to get your stuff. So there's urban acquisition, and you need to know when it's time to bug out and then how.
Right.
And there's your evacuation. Like,
exactly.
And there's a ton of this stuff that just, there's no, I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to have to convince the missus somehow on how I'm going to spend, 2 weeks up in Salt Lake.
Right. But that's the whole thing is I really want to stress to a lot of people, training is worth its weight in gold. Like you need, and then practicing said training. Train. And the big thing that I would really like people to understand is, whether it's at, one of Kevin's courses or, anywhere else, please keep using those skills. Like you can literally, you want to learn to do something, you can learn to do it online through Google or whatever.
YouTube.
But having somebody who has that wealth of knowledge like Kevin, and that he will go into depth if you can ask the questions, he will give you that information. And if he can't find that information, he knows where to get it.
Right.
And that is, you know, Kevin is like the Webster's, I don't know, encyclopedia. He's like the encyclopedia of Britannica, of just different wealth of knowledge that all you got to do, and he's not, for the training that he gives you is really not that expensive.
Right. And if you know us and you have linkage to our material via Facebook, I have been given special permission by Kevin to offer a special price. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to DM either myself or Mr. Frost to get them digits. But it is a significant discount.
Right.
And so if you were looking for a reason and you're like, oh man, you know, I got a budget, you know, my training budget's a little shy. You know, I wish I could. Well, guess what? I got you. So you need to hit us up and say, hey, I'm very serious about this class. I want to do urban E&E and advanced E&E. Make it happen. And guess what? We got you.
And guess what? Here's the crazy thing about Salt Lake is they're not the masked Nazis everywhere else.
God.
I mean, that I'm sure that there's places in Salt Lake that, you know, are ridiculous, but
Vegas was nuts this year. I learned.
You know what? Chicago was worse than Vegas.
Chicago was way worse, but we were also like early-ish pandemic.
That's true.
But walking around, you know, at SHOTShow and having some, you know, little, you know, Becky, you know, like, you need to put your mask on. Like, lady, I am around 10,000 people in this room.
Just this room.
And a third of them maybe are wearing masks. And most of them are like the foreign, you know, crowd that came here from everywhere else.
Right.
And they're a little bit better indoctrinated than we are. Like, this is not the place for you, not me. You're in the wrong place. Right. I understand this is your job. You got the little safety patrol shirt on or whatever. And
the Paw Patrol shirt on.
The Paw Patrol was out and they were out for you. But we got to the point where like,
you just pull it out of your pocket.
I wasn't doing it disrespectfully, you know, but they'd say, hey, sir, put your mask on, because they were done asking after like day one.
Right.
You know, originally it was like, can you please put a mask on? It's the rules. Till it was like, put your mask on. And then I would walk by and I said, oh yeah, of course. And I'd put my hand in my pocket and just keep walking.
Right.
Like as if I was going for it. But then I never produced it. Like that's where we got to by the end of SHOTShow. Like
I feel like that was like 70% of SHOTShow.
Well, yeah, because I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with everybody here. Okay, 35% of any given population, generally speaking, these are loose numbers. Okay, so just flow with me for a second. 35%.
These are not actual
of the
numbers.
U.S. population, generally speaking, is non-compliant. They're not compliant curious. They're not compliant adjacent. Like there's not a lot of wiggle room there. The U.S. was built by non-compliance. We didn't want your tea tax from the crown. We didn't want, you know, the incursion of, all these other people and how they wanted to do things and how they thought that the America should be. So we picked up guns and we killed those people. We told them no. And then there was a bunch of people down south. And I had an interesting conversation with Kevin yesterday when we were driving back from Vegas. But there was a bunch of people down south at one point that were like, we want to do this particular thing. And the North was like, no. Oh, you wanted to, Oh, you wanted to leave. No, this is an abusive relationship that you just don't seem to understand. And then we killed a bunch of them too. Right. So,
and that, kids, is what you missed in history class.
Yeah, history
is no longer in the textbook.
Yeah, American History 101 is that we don't like people telling us what to do, and we usually end up going to shooting. So the people who are really into firearms are very much a part of that 35%. Not all of them. There's plenty of them that were walking around that were just as happy to be double vaxxed and boosted and wearing their mask and sneering at people who weren't.
Right.
But
there's like an international sign where you like grab the mask now.
What?
Yeah. And it's like, hey, put on your mask.
You pinch the bridge of your nose,
and like kind of flex that mask a little bit.
Well, because like half of the ones that were wearing their masks were wearing it below their nose anyway.
Right. Well, here's the thing is, I saw a video just today. Actually, I was lounging around after the gym, and guy has proper mask on, he has a pair of glasses on, and he breathes out when he comes into like a warmer room, and his glasses fog up, and he goes, tell me how the fuck this mask is supposed to work, because I just blew out all this air,
moisture,
all of this moisture out and up.
Yep.
So I still blew it out. It didn't catch
and it's going to rain everywhere for the next minute and a half as it slowly settles.
Right. And that was just, I'm not trying to get political here on it, but I mean, for me, that was like the visual thing of like, fuck a mask. Like what, unless you got a seal on that motherfucker, like what's it going to do for you?
Well, and see the thing about the proper seal, conversationally speaking, when you do PPE training in medical school,
right?
Like, I don't think most people are aware of this, but there's tape involved.
Right.
For an N95 or a KN95 mask, there is tape involved with securing it to your face. That venting that it does, it don't do that because you have to shave your face and tape it to your face.
Right. That's a chemical weapons school.
Yeah.
Deal.
Yeah. My CBRN, Marines that are listening right now, they'll be like, finally, somebody's finally saying it. Like
somebody fucking paid attention to me bitching and moaning about having a proper seal.
Yeah. Good order and discipline. Mop gear training, it didn't mean a lot to me then, but all of a sudden it started coming back to me with this whole stupid, pandemic.
I feel like if I could get a hold of mop gear just to make a scene.
Dude, that stuff's expensive.
I know. If I could run around in mop gear and a full-on gas mask, I actually found some pretty cool gas masks while we were there.
Oh yeah, there were some dope ones.
Yeah,
They don't work very well with a beard.
No, but just to make a point, like I want to run around in full mop leather.
You ain't running around in no mop gear. You don some mop gear and stand there, and you will sweat it out.
Shut your mouth.
The charcoal lining that's built into it will start to settle in the pockets because there's so much sweat.
Start fucking. Well, at least there'll be plenty of water for somebody to drink. Anyways, that's the starting.
The little canteen straw that's built in, just bump, and then
pretty much.
So, I mean, we had a good couple of weeks, but it was really busy. There was a lot of moving parts,
and then we had a transport in between.
Yeah, we had to transport, and we got run ragged all over the country. So. I closed on a house and, now I'm been working on that. So just, we appreciate everybody's patience. Everybody waited like an extra week when they realized that, it's not coming.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Anyways. I was leading into it. Are you gonna come?
Yeah.
But, sorry, Mom.
My evil.
She already told me she doesn't listen. I listened to like the first half of the episode, and there was a lot of profanity. It's got an explicit rating, Mom.
Oh. That was probably shortly after she asked me if I was vaccinated. Anyways.
My mom?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. She asked me if I was vaccinated and if I'd had the COVID, actually.
Oh.
Surprisingly, no. Anyways.
Yeah. You've been safe so far.
As I say that.
It's hard to get COVID when you're hiding from me, not coming over for dinner.
I was exposed when you guys were exposed.
Yeah. Okay. I see you. I see you.
I spent enough time with this man that I probably could tell you the shape of his hemorrhoids and all of that
It's a trick question. I don't have any hemorrhoids.
currently. Anyways.
I hate you. Don't put that choo-choo on me.
I'm joking.
I don't need that in my life.
But I'm just saying, like, I could map out, the scars on his body like constellations and probably be pretty spot on if I could draw.
Well, yeah, because you get stuck in a vehicle and an airplane with me for 36 hours at a time, sometimes for a week at a time. Like, fuck. You just wait until we get one of those where we have to do the hotel babysitting. And
We have. You and I have.
Have we?
That older dude. Remember? He didn't want to go to that program.
No, I mean like overnights at a hotel for like 2 weeks.
Oh, no. I won't be doing that.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I mean, I'm figuring out how not to have to share a room with somebody doing this detail up in Wisconsin. I mean, I got to pay for it, so whatever.
Well, at least you might as well find somebody that you like,
right?
And that's willing to work the same length of deployment as you.
Well, I was kind of hoping maybe what we could do is convince you to come up and fill in a few, like 2 a week or something like that, and I could take a few days off, and then you could make some money. That was something that John and I had discussed. But we're making up minds for you and Karen.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm just saving your sanity. That's all I'm trying to do.
There's a lot of moving parts coming up, and so hopefully wherever we end up and whatever we end up doing,
right.
We get to do it together.
Then I got Wildland Fire that I want to try out too. So
yeah,
and then
California is going to burn. So
Oregon, California, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
just don't do the Alaska one. Don't do it.
I think it'd be super dope, but I think you're right.
Yeah.
I can't hang. I can't hang walking with you through SHOTShow, let alone running around with a bunch of Inuits up there who live there. You're probably right.
You lose some mad weight though.
Shit.
You learn how to drink Listerine.
I already know how to do that. Thanks.
Well, I mean, you have to like filter it or whatever, but
no, I know how to do that. I was a street person for 2 years.
Oh yeah, I mean, there you go. Anyway,
anyways, on a brighter note,
yeah. Well, so let me throw it at y'all this way. I'm gonna hit you with another word from our sponsors, and then we'll give you kind of the deets on what's coming up next. Check out our friends at Smash Labs Rage Rooms, a Southern Utah exclusive with franchise options available. You won't find another adventure spot quite like this. 5 axe-throwing lanes with a variety of edge weapons and their special Rage Rooms, where you and your friends can work out the day's frustrations by smashing TVs, home appliances, and all kinds of glassware, big and small, and an ever-evolving range of ceramic and miscellaneous items sure to thrill the senses. Call them today and schedule your date night, special event, or even large private parties. Visit their website at www.smashlabs.biz and check out all their special pricing packages, or call 435-359-2214. That's 435-359-2214. Walk-ins welcome. That's Smash Labs Rage Rooms. Oh, Mr. Frost, the man with the memes. You do make my day. Well, we're glad to have been back and been able to throw another Smoke Pit episode at you guys. Let's blow the door and get the hell out of here. All right, listen up. Next week, or next episode, I should say, I'm hoping to punch it out sooner than next week.
Hopefully Sunday.
Yeah, whatever we can wiggle in there. That's what she said.
Yeah.
We want to talk about social engineering, and so
I have some good stories about that being in Vegas.
Yeah, there is there's a lot to it. Social engineering, neurolinguistic programming, behavioral programming, waking hypnosis. There's a lot of little niche bits and pieces to this, and we're going to kind of climb in and take a look at all of it and give you guys some really helpful tools that hopefully you'll be able to use moving forward. There's some really cool stuff that Mr. Frost and I are getting into with penetration testing, red teaming, that uses social engineering to manipulate the people around us so that we can get information, gain access, and so we've got some tricks up our sleeves for that episode. So that's what we got going on later. Go to our website, badguyforhire.com. You can do the /Patreon and throw some coins to your Witcher, because we out there fighting the demons. We are bad guys for a very particular and good reason. And one of those is we need money to be able to do what we do.
we need money.
Everybody needs money.
Yeah. Hey guys, seriously, go to On Point Tactical, check them out, see if these dates work. Get a hold of us.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
For real. I want to see everybody be able to go. Please reach out to me. You even got questions. Seriously, reach out. I'm available a lot of the time if I'm not at the gym or we're not working. You just you got questions that are off topic. I'm happy to help out.
If you live in a big city, if you live in a small city, if you live in the suburbs, if you live in the mountains, there is something that every last one of you can pull from these classes. I can personally attest, to those things. And so I put my name on it. I swear by my beard, you will have an amazing time and you will learn things, that very few people out there know. And then you can take those things back to your families and help them be safer. So we appreciate you guys, as always. And until next time. Thank you for listening to Oppositional Forces, Wage War, and Stack Bodies.